Hey, now we have Firebase initialized inside our project. Let's start building the project itself. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open my terminal and I will execute npm run start to start the development server. But right before I execute this command, I'm going to create new file, which is .env.local, and I will put it in the root directory. And here I will specify browser to none. This is to prevent npm run start from starting the application instantly inside my browser. So I really hate this behavior. If you do like it, don't do this browser none thing. So now I'm gonna run this command and I need to manually go to browser and access localhost 3000. So here I will see the hello message that I specified inside app.js when we scaffolded the project. Now, what we need to do, we need to define our pages at first, but we didn't initialize React Router when we scaffolded the app. So let's navigate to index.js, and here to initialize React Router, we will import browser router from React Router DOM. And then we need to wrap our app component around browser router component. And now we are able to use it. Okay, good. Let's go to app.js, and here what routes we will define. Let's first use switch instead of this div. So I'm gonna put switch from React Router. Then inside the switch we will define route. And what routes should we put here? Well, we will have a few routes defined, and one of them is sign-in page and the home page. And the thing is that we will not be able to access the home page until we are signed in to the app. So we need to define some sort of a private route that can be only accessed if we are signed in. So what we are going to do? The first thing we will do, we will create new folder under source, which we will name pages. Here we will create two new components that will represent our pages. First is going to be sign-in page. Sign-in.js. Here I will scaffold a new component with the snippet extension, and let's just put sign-in just like that. Then I will create another component, home.js, and I will do exactly the same thing, and I will name it just home. Now, how can we define these routes over here? We can put route, and then we can put first sign-in. So this route is defined. But what about home? How can we make it private? For this, we will create another component. We will name it private route, and it will imitate this route component that comes from React Router, but it will be enhanced and it will check against some condition. So under source, let's create new folder, components. Here we will put new file, private route. Just like that. So it will imitate this route component. So how we specify this route component? What probs do we path? What children do we path? So we need to specify path. So for sign in, it is going to be just sign in. So now about private route. So let's define how we are going to use it. So it is going to be private route. Inside we need to put a component or just children that we want to render. It is going to be our home page, just like that. And for props, we need to also specify that we will render this component at just slash. Okay, now inside private route, we know that whatever we pass to this private route component as a props will be actually kind of redirected to this route component. So here we're gonna destructure everything and put it inside, let's say, route props. The only prop that we need to get from it is the actual children that we want to render. So let's destructure children, and everything else will be available under route props. And we need to put a simple condition over here, let's say. So for now, since we don't have any profile, let's just create a Boolean variable, let's say profile, and set it to false. And now what we're going to do, we're gonna ask if our profile is set to false. If we don't have any profile, then we are going to return a new component that we haven't used before. It is going to be redirect, which also comes from React Router package. And this redirect will basically redirect it to specify path. So it receives only one prop, which is 2. And for this 2, we will specify. So if we don't have any sign-in data, if we don't have profile, we will redirect to sign-in. All right, pretty simple. Now, if this condition takes no place, then we would normally use our component that we pass as children. So instead of returning this div, we will simply return route from React Router. Then for props, we are going to specify all props that we gathered from here. So we're gonna spread them over this route component with just this syntax, and inside we will pass children just like that. And if we save it, let's check it out if it actually worked. Now, if I will try and access slash homepage, I will be instantly redirected because we always have false condition. So it means that we always be redirected to the sign-in page. So if I set it to true, now if I will try and access homepage, I will be there. So this is it. This is how we can do the private route. And also, when we are signed in, we don't want to see the sign-in page. We want to be redirected also to, let's say, to our dashboard or to homepage. So what we can do, we can create another component, which we will name public route. So let's create public route.js, and let's actually copy everything from private route. And here, let's rename private route to public route. And here the thing will be the next. So if we have profile, then we are going to be redirected to homepage. In this way, if we are signed in, we will not be able to see the sign-in page. We will be instantly redirected to home. So the logic is kind of the same, but it is reversed. Now, how we can actually use this public route? Actually in the same manner as we used our private route. So here, instead of just route, we will put public route that we import from components folder. Now we don't need this import from React Router. Let's save it, and actually nothing will be changed because we don't have any data for profile. So that's basically it. That's how we are able to manage our private and public routes in React Router. Now let's commit our changes and finish this video. So we're gonna put git add everything. Then we're gonna commit our message, created public and private routes. All right, in the next video, we will start building the sign-in page. See you there.